Alright, what is up LEGO fans? I'm James May, but not that James May, and despite me making this joke every single episode, I still get people saying, haha, it's like from Top Gear. If everyone could please stop doing that joke, unless you can actually get me in touch with James May and we can do a Channel 4 special on LEGO, that would be great. LEGO designer turned AFOL, and this is Tubeside, show we take a sneak peek underneath the brick to see how LEGO sets are made. So, now that I've got a few episodes under my throwbot-cladded belt, I thought it was now time to actually answer some of the questions that people have been asking me. So in this video, that's exactly what we'll do. I've also started writing for Brickset, and I've been receiving some questions over there too, so I'll answer some of those here as well. So this video will be covering questions from the Animal Crossing video, the Polaroid camera video, and my Brickset Q&A. Also, I'd just like to say before we start that, I managed to make 10,000, not that many, managed to make it to 1,000 subscribers within a month. And I've been overwhelmed by the support that I've received from people. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's going with me on this journey. Secondly, there is nothing I can do about the light in my eyes. I just have like a cheap little ring light thing. I'm not buying one of those big diffuser things until, you know, I'm a bit of a bigger channel. So you're just gonna have to put up with that. I'm so sorry. I heard someone say that this is like Captain Scarlet with the Mysterons. Like, ooh, I'm being possessed. Ooh.
This is the voice of the Mysterons.
Okay, let's jump right in then. First up, we got Faraj asking, how did the team decide what figures to include in the Animal Crossing set? So it's a combination of who's popular, who's essential, so of course we would need Isabelle and Tom Nook, and also input from Nintendo. One thing to keep in mind though is this is popularity based on what 6+ kids are interested in, not what adults are interested in, so that's why there's no Raymond, I guess. Grayman PL asks, why is Animal Crossing all prints and new molds? Well, the price isn't really that high. Well, I can't really comment on the budget, as that's done by other people, but in terms of everything being prints, so on the video game team, so that's including Minecraft, Mario, Sonic, that's just kind of like a self-imposed restriction that they only use prints for their models. Also, compared to adult models, the allocation of these prints can be spread over multiple models, whereas with adult models, especially IPs, normally it's one SKU and done, so all of the minifigures and decorations all have to be in that one model, and then the next model will have a completely different line of minifigures and stickers or prints. So that's why they tend to have stickers, even if they are premium products. Brickclicker asked about the difference between designing playset versus an adult model. So for kids models, there are many guidelines on how to make sure that it's buildable for the target demographic. So that's the age mark that's on the side of the box. And it's very rigorously checked to make sure that it follows all these guidelines. 18+ is kind of weird, where it's more of like a marketing thing rather than denoting the difficulty of the model. For instance, you can have models like the Typewriter, which are stupidly complex, and you know, you probably do need to be at least 18 to be able to comprehend all the crazy things that's going on in it. But then you have something like BTS Dynamite, which, because we predicted that it was going to be newer people or people who hadn't played with Lego bricks in a while were going to be coming to the set, we didn't want to make it too complicated, but we still wanted to show that it was made for adults. But with adult models, we still want to have functionality in the model, but it's very much a build for display model rather than build for play. Anders asked, why are animals so expensive and why don't designers put more in their sets? So old Lego animals were these smooth blobs where the molds were basically just like front and back and no printing on them at all. Whereas these days they're super complicated with cores coming in from every angle, and they've got 2-shot molding and then all this printing on them as well. And this all just like adds up and up and up until, yeah, they become a little bit too expensive to just throw a bunch in every set. Gone are the days where we can throw 101 frogs in a Lego model. Forstars asks if Mecha Bricks is used by designers. No, there is a proprietary software that is basically Lego Digital Designer, but a professional version of it, and that's what's used internally, and no, you can't get a copy. I obviously don't have access to it anymore, so that's why I use Mecha Bricks in my videos. Purple Carrot Stir Fry asks, how did I get the job? So my plan is to either go into that in a future video or go into that in a Brickset article coming up. Maybe even both. Morgan asked if I can go through the entire design process step by step. Absolutely. I plan to do a video where I just go through from start to finish, going through all the different design stages, and hopefully that kind of makes things a bit clearer in my videos when I talk about these different stages. Izzy asked if I knew what the minifigures and prints looked like before designing the Animal Crossing set, and did Nintendo give input for synchronicity with the game, and did I get a copy of the game? First of all, the department had a copy that I could borrow, but they wouldn't give me a copy. But right before I started on the project, I went out to Japan and got myself a Japanese copy, so I did get one in the end, but not from the LEGO group, unfortunately. Yes, Nintendo is very protective of their brand, as a lot of people may know, so they were informed every step of the way to make sure that we were designing things that met their standards. So the elements and the prints, they were kind of designed in parallel with the brick built model, so we were all kind of like using placeholders for like placeholder elements, so maybe 3D prints, or just using other elements. It's like, yeah, we'll put the right one in there, or like drawing on brick saying print goes here. So it's not really until the model is finished and we see it in the box that all these different parts come together, and which is why it's really great when you finally do see it in the box. Brick HQ asks, why was the Polaroid so expensive, and what do tooling engineers do? Again, pricing's not my call. I'm very sorry. And yeah, I probably should have mentioned what a tooling engineer is. They're the people that design the mold cavities that you shoot the plastic into and then you pull it apart and you got a little Lego brick. Yeah, it's those people. Zane asks, what's the price difference between stickers and print? Short answer, a lot. Long answer, I have a Brickset article on this coming up, so stay tuned for that. Octave asks many things, mainly about stickers versus prints, so that's covered. But they talk about the inconsistency between themes on when they're used. That's really down to the personal preference and the priorities of the individual designer, or a LEGO theme such as the video game team, as I mentioned before. The budget for bricks in new colors and prints, it comes from the same pool, so yeah, it's down to, do you want more bricks in new colors, or do you want bricks that are printed? Forsyth asked if it's standard practice to look at mocks when designing, referencing my redesign of the coffee cart. And I would say, no, it's not, but it's always nice to kind of keep at the back of your mind, just in case. But as an aside, if you have a external IP such as Star Wars, and you're making like a spaceship based on one of the movies, that's going to always look like that spaceship. And there's only so many ways you can capture the shapes on that spaceship. So there could be mocks online that do look similar, but that's just, it's pulling from the same reference, so it's bound to happen. But in the instance with the coffee cart, this could look like literally anything, so it just made sense to redesign it. Dorothy asked if I can talk about the sets that I worked on, which haven't been announced yet, make videos on those. Yeah, the plan is to talk about them when they come out, although I left them mid-development, so I don't know if what I worked on all got thrown in the trash and they started again, or if it will look quite similar to what I was doing. I guess we'll all see when they get announced. And Gab asked if I planned to make Andrea's Data School to coincide with the Muppet CMF release. I didn't know the Muppets were going to be released until they were announced publicly, so no, absolutely pure coincidence. Trigger asks, why do I have green hair? Am I the Jonkler? Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you everyone who asked questions, and if you have any more questions, leave them down below and I'll answer them in a future Q&A. Don't forget to like and subscribe, even if Brickset hates when I say that, and yeah, I'll see you in the next episode of Tubeside, so yeah, see ya!